Shalom, friends. It gives me great pleasure to share some thoughts with you as we head into the holiday of Shavuot and the conclusion of this quite interesting school year. And what a school year it's been. What a roller coaster of events as we've navigated this unbelievable, unprecedented pandemic for now a second year in a row. What a roller coaster we've all been on, and how much everyone's lives has been disrupted. Here at school, we've tried to give our children the best experiences possible throughout these uncertain times. And as we're heading into Shavuot, what message can the holiday of Shavuot provide for us to provide some inspiration that we so sorely need at this time? As Zman Matan Toratenu, it's one clear message is that of the centrality and primacy of Torah in our lives. Precisely when so many other aspects of our lives have been upended and have been shifting around that we don't know what we can rely on anymore, we're returning to this commitment of the importance of Torah as the central vehicle for our relationship with Hashem, for strengthening that relationship and finding meaning in our lives. How many people picked up and joined the Daf Yomi over these past 2 years? Everywhere you look, it seems more and more people are studying Daf Yomi, and we just had a communal Daf Yomi Siyum Seder Moed just a few months ago here at Hillel Torah. Our 8th grade students just made a Siyum on Masechet Makot just last week. Our Lunch and Learn program has exploded, and we have so many more shiurim being offered in the community for our students and families over Shavuot. Another challenge, however, that we faced over this past time has been on a communal level. Number one, many people, because of quarantines and health reasons, have drifted socially. There haven't been as many opportunities for people to connect with each other and to strengthen those communal bonds. And sometimes beyond that, whether it's levels of anxiety over health reasons or stress created by other aspects of this pandemic, has caused some of these community bonds to fray. And there have been increase in, I would call it machloket at times, where people at odds with each other, whether for political reasons, whether for health policy reasons, and sometimes really for no reason at all, an increase in machloket in our communities at large. And that's been really, really hard to see. Here too, though, Shavuot has an important message for us. The Torah teaches us that when Bnei Israel are coming to Har Sinai to start encamping around the mountain to receive the Torah, Torah uses an interesting language. Torah says in Pasuk Bet, Vayisu me'Refidim, and they traveled from Refidim, Vayavo midbar Sinai, and they came to the desert of Sinai. Vayachanu b'midbar, and they camped in the desert. Vayichan sham Yisrael neged ahar, and the Torah here changes into the singular. Vayichan, the Jewish people as a singular encamped around the mountain. Rashi, of course, notices this and famously points it out and quotes the Mechilta. The Mechilta says, Ki ish echad b'lev echad. Aval shar kol hachanayot b'tarumot u'v'machloket. When they were traveling in the desert, as we know from the other stories, as we're starting to read now Sefer Bamidbar and the Parshat Shavua, there was a lot of machloket, a lot of disagreements, and a lot of tumultuous activities going on when Bnei Israel were in the Midbar. However, when they got to Har Sinai, this was the one time, the singular time, that they encamped as one nation, as one body. And it's interesting that another place in the Torah, very recently in the beginning of Bishalach, the Rashi quotes a very similar midrash in the context of Paro. It says that Paro was chasing after the Jewish people when they left, chasing after them by the Yam Suf. And the Torah teaches, Vayisu b'nei Yisrael tanihem v'hinei Mitzrayim nosea achareihem. Again, Mitzrayim in the singular, the nation of Mitzrayim in the singular was chasing them. And Rashi over there says, B'lev echad ki ish echad. Mitzrayim was chasing them with one heart as one person. And the question is, if you notice the subtle difference, over there Rashi says Lev echad first and then ish echad. But when it comes to Har Sinai and the Jewish people, Rashi says ish echad first and then Lev echad. Is there a reason? Is there a significance? Well, I would have thought perhaps these terms are interchangeable, but once Rashi mixed up the order, that seems to imply that perhaps there's a deeper meaning here. And I saw quoted, I believe from the Avnei Nezer, who explains that Lev echad, the lev refers to the intentions. Our heart is our goals, is our aspirations, our intentions. And ish is the essence of who we are as a person. So when it came to the Paro, it was lev echad. They had a common mission to destroy the Jewish people, and that's what united them, ki ish echad. However, when it came to the Jewish people, what came first was the understanding that we are ish echad. We are one people. We're one family. We're one community. In fact, we're one organism. The Midrash and other places explains that the Jewish people are like almost like a body. One person's an arm, one person's a leg, one person's the head. We're all connected, and we are truly like ish echad. And only then did that lead to our united purpose of receiving the Torah of lev echad. This is the message of the Torah teaching us that the prerequisite of receiving the Torah, this was the one place that we find the prerequisite was that the Jewish people united and committed to each other and viewed each other as ish echad. We are all one. We are all part of the same team. We're all part of the same family. We're all on the same side. Even though we may have different personalities, we may have different preferences, we may have different approaches to things in life, in essence, we are ish echad. We are one nation. And that is what led them and enabled them to receive the Torah. And I think for us, this message is so timely and important. As the tumultuous times in which we are living, we need to take this lesson of ish echad b'lev echad of Har Sinai and realize that we are one nation. Whatever may be going on around us in the world, let us not forget that we are on one team, we are one family. And we need to keep that in mind, especially as we head into Shavuot and even beyond Shavuot as well. So my bracha to all of us is that we keep this idea of ish echad b'lev echad in mind as we head into the Chag Shavuot, and that Hashem should bless us all as we read in the Birkat HaTorah, V'harivna Hashem Elokeinu divrei Toratcha b'finu. Hashem should make us appreciate the sweetness and taste the sweetness of the Torah, both for us, uvefi amcha beit Yisrael, and for our children, and v'niyeh anachnu v'tzetzaenu, and our children, v'tzetzei tzetzeinu, and our grandchildren, v'tzetzei amcha beit Yisrael, and all of the children and all the students of Israel, kulana yodei shemecha v'lomdei toratecha lishma, should all know the Torah, and even more than know the Torah, connect with you, Hashem, yodei shemecha, and develop and strengthen our relationship with Hashem. Chag Shavuot Sameach.